Hello and welcome back to another episode of Building with B. And I've just got to say, wow, you guys, I'm speechless. You guys are awesome. I never expected to get this many views on my first proper video, so thank you so much for all the kind words in the comments and everything. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. I'm just really glad you're here. Now today we've got quite a lot planned, which includes completing our Baba Yaga by finally building the interior. But I've also got another build in store for you guys later in the episode. It's a fairly large build and we're going to stick it on that hill over there. I'm thinking we build a tree fae to watch over the valley, a bit like my drawing I showed last episode. So our Baba Yaga, she's a walking house technically, though she's mostly just parked for now, or sleeping. I can't quite tell. It looks like she's found a spot that she likes though. Since she has legs, we've got to make sure that our furniture doesn't fly around if she takes a big step. And for that, we're gonna need some magic. So let's get to it. Yeah, that does it for the interior. I'd like to maybe add more details and little knickknacks later on, but for now I'm happy with it. Over here we've got a cute little kitchen, a fireplace and a lounge. Upstairs we have our bedroom, and then downstairs we have our storage room and crafting area, complete with an enchanting table. I've moved all of our items into chests here, so I no longer have to worry about creepers. This is the heart of our Baba Yaga. It's what keeps her alive and keeps our furniture in place. Now if our house decides to move while I'm sleeping, our stuff will stay nice and still. So I went to an ancient city to get the skulk sensor for the heart of the Baba Yaga. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to dangerous areas and games, and I was terrified, but I had a lot of fun. This is the first time I've gone to an ancient city on my own in survival, and we managed to get some good loot out of it. Okay, so we're on our way to an ancient city now. Since this is a large biome world, I ended up having to look up the seed on chunk base just to see where the closest one was. It's a fair distance away, about 3,000 blocks, so I'd like to set up a little base camp when we get there. Ooh, this is pretty. Apparently the ancient city is right below us, so let's find a cave and find our way in. Okay, that's a pretty big cave. Looks promising. Okay, geez, it's right there. Okay, let's go back up. Let's set up a bed and a safe spot for our good gear. I'm just gonna take a hoe, shears, and some wool. Okay, I'm pretty nervous. My heart is pounding. I really don't like this. Okay, nice. We got a smithing template. This one's a bit of a tricky one. There's a shrieker and a sensor right next to the chest. But I should be able to break the shrieker, right? Right? Okay, phew. What? 2 Swifts need 3 books in one chest? Oh wow. Uh-oh. What have I done? Oh boy, am I glad to be out of there. I'm glad to see some familiar trees. Home sweet home. That was a pretty good haul. We got 4 Swift Sneak 3 books, including the one that I already put on the pants. Swift Sneak 2 and oh, no, 2 Swift Sneak ones, which we can combine those 3 into a Swift Sneak 3. So that works out pretty well. I'm thinking we give our Baba Yaga house a friend to look at, since she's currently staring at nothing. A little creepy, but I still love her. It's a bit of a walk to the top of this mountain, but I think having our tree fae overlooking the valley would be nice. I'd eventually like to have a bridge that connects this hill to the other as well, so that'll be a big project. I just came down here to use our mob farm and both our copper golems are gone. I was so sad, but then I noticed something and I feel so stupid. They can just go up the bubble meter. Yep, I'm gonna have to keep that gate closed in the future. Hopefully this time they don't escape. So I'm thinking we use these colors for our tree fae. We're going for a more muted and earthy palette this time. And I'm thinking maybe this tall. It's pretty big, but I think it kind of has to be for the level of detail I'd like for her to have. Yeah, that's definitely huge. I think eventually I'd also like to build a cave using this hollowed out area in here. This was naturally generated and I thought it could be cool to do something with it. So yeah, I think we'll dress this up and make it look pretty after we're done with our tree fae above. Maybe we could even incorporate some of the tree fae's roots down into the cave or something. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. But before we can build our tree fae, we need a lot of materials, so let's go gather everything we need. So I had a comment on the last episode asking where I learnt to draw, and I figured I'd answer it here. The answer to that is I was self-taught for a while when I was younger, up until I was 18. Then I actually became a tattoo artist and spent all day, every day drawing. I took it pretty seriously and spent most of my time drawing if I wasn't tattooing. It was a pretty fun job, but I got an injury from it and the industry where I live went really quiet, so I stopped doing it. I still enjoy drawing and creating though, and it's nice to be able to find creative outlets in games like Minecraft. But yeah, so I've always really been self-taught, even with tattooing, a lot of it is learning yourself. But yeah, that's basically how I have the skills that I do now. I'm by no means like amazing at drawing, but I have been doing it for a while. I found one, guys. He was all the way up here by our Baba Yaga. How on earth did he climb all the way up here? How did you get up here? I'd like to try and use a happy gas for this build since it includes branches, and they're normally pretty difficult to build in survival. I might grab a few more just so that we don't have to come back for a while. Okay, I've given this little guy some water. Hopefully he doesn't take long to grow. Baby ones are so cute. We need an adult though, so let's grow him up. Okay, cool. He's all grown up now. I'd like to do one more thing before we get to building the tree fae. I would like to terraform a little because I'm not loving the shape of this mountain so far. So let's do that super quick and then we can get started on the build. I've left this side unfinished for now because I'm unsure of how I'd like the terrain to connect to the bridge. I'd like to bring the rest of the terrain all the way down here too. But I've spent a fair bit of time on this episode already, so I think we'll have to leave all of that until next episode. Now we're all done with the terraforming, we can finally get to building. And look at that, we are all done. I'm so happy with how she's looking. The face was especially hard to detail, but I think it works. Obviously, it's easier to add detail to a drawing, so my drawing definitely looks more detailed than our build here in Minecraft, but I think she captures the essence of what we're going for here. And of course, I'd love to see what our tree fae looks like with shaders on, so let's put some on and have a look. I've got some plans in the works for the bridge and I'm super excited to start building it, but there's a lot of materials to collect still and a bit more planning to do. I've got so many ideas for this world, but I would still love to hear suggestions if you have any, or if you've got any questions, I'm happy to try and answer them in the next video. Next episode I'd like to go to the end and get some wings, since that'll help us navigate around our world a little bit easier. And it'll also help with making builds like these a little less of a challenge when it comes to building up so high. I'd like to maybe set up some more farms as well, and potentially even get some netherite to upgrade our tools. But all of that will have to wait until next episode. Thanks for spending your time with me today, it really means a lot. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!